right, this is robust vocabulary for the relatives came. Our first word is relative. In the story, the relatives are the family members who are coming to visit. Relative means a person who belongs to the same family as someone else. Your relatives are the people in your family. Think for a moment about who your relatives are. Now I want you to share with your partner or somebody in your family the relatives you have in your family. Pause the video and share. I will name some people. If this person would be a relative, say, "That's a relative." If this person will not be related to you, don't say anything. Your uncle. Yep, that's a relative. Your cousin. Yep, that's a relative. Mrs. Melindy, the school principal. That is not a relative. Your aunt. That's a relative. President Trump. That's not a relative. Your great-grandfather. That's a relative. Taylor Swift. That's not a relative. So what's the word that means someone who is related to you? Relative. In the story, the relatives' clothes are wrinkled because they've been in the car for a long time. To be wrinkled is to have a fold on a surface, such as clothing or skin. Think of something else you've seen that was wrinkled and share your answer with your shoulder partner. Pause the video and go ahead and share. I will name some items. If you think they could be wrinkled, say, "That would be wrinkled." You can even show your hand and wrinkle it up to show your wrinkle. If it would not be wrinkled, don't say anything. And the opposite of wrinkled would be smooth, a smooth part of your skin. So, clothes in a suitcase. That would be wrinkled. Clothes from the dry cleaners. That would be smooth. Grandma's hands. That would be wrinkled. A Shar-Pei dog like the one in this picture. That would be wrinkled. The top of your desk. No, that would not be wrinkled. That would be smooth. So what word means the opposite of smooth or having folds on the surface? That's right, it's wrinkled. All right, our next word came from the story. And in the story, the relatives helped tend the garden. Tend means to take care of. Mom tends to your laundry and many of the things you need at home. So here is another example. Aibileen tended to Edward by getting him dressed in his fancy clothes. I will say some examples. If you think it would show someone tending or taking care of something, say, "That's tend." If not, don't say anything. A nurse taking care of a sick patient. Yep, that's tend. A boy taking care of his hamster. Yep, that's tend. A lady running a race. No, that's not tend. A student completing his seat work. Yep, that's tend. A farmer harvesting his crops in the fall. Yep, that's tend also. So in this picture, the girl is tending to her plants. All right, our next word. In the story, the relatives were not particular about where they slept. It didn't matter to them where they slept. If someone likes things a certain way, they are particular. If you were particular about where you slept, you would need to be in your own bed with your teddy bear. It can also mean the only one you want out of many options. For example, he drinks a particular kind of soda, not just any soda. Jeff drinks only Diet Pepsi, never Diet Coke. Or, the store didn't have the particular paint color I needed, so I didn't buy any. Think of a bedroom. If its owner was particular, What would the bedroom look like? How would you know that person was particular about his things? Discuss your thoughts with your partner. Pause the video. Our next word was also from the story. When the relatives finally got home, they crawled into their silent, soft beds. Silent means no sound is made. When I got up at my house this morning, it was silent. None of my family members were up and there were no sounds in the house. I will say some examples of something that might be silent. If it is silent, say, "That's silent," with a whisper voice. If it would not be silent, say, "That's not silent," with a loud voice. Snow falling in the woods. That would be silent. A feather falling to the ground. That would be silent. Our playground at recess. That is not silent. In the story, the relatives gave good squeezes for hugs. Squeeze means to press together firmly. For example, I squeezed the toothpaste out of the tube. A squeeze can also mean a big hug. If this is an example of squeeze, say, "That's a squeeze." And then I want you to squeeze your hands together. Your mom giving you a big hug before you leave for school. That's a squeeze. The chef made fresh orange juice. And how did she do this? That's a squeeze. She squeezed the oranges. Good work. We will continue to practice these words throughout the week.